All right, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving headfirst into something really fascinating today. Have you ever found yourself just totally hypnotized by one of those clips where a dusty, completely ruined object gets brought back to life? Yeah, me too. Well, today we are actually unpacking a master script, a literal architectural blueprint that's specifically designed to engineer the ultimate, psychologically satisfying ASMR rusty wrench restoration. We're going to look at the exact prompt, the script, the precise code required to build that perfect visual and auditory experience completely from scratch.
Let's just look at the absolute contrast here, because this really establishes the incredible stakes of this whole transformation. On one hand, you start with a tool that is just completely caked in dirt, covered in cobwebs, and layered with thick, nasty orange rust. And then you end up with a flawless, mirror-like finish that reflects light perfectly. But here's the thing, the space between these two states isn't just about cleaning. It is a highly calculated 20-scene cinematic journey mathematically designed to trigger a deeply satisfying psychological response for the viewer.
To understand how this works, we're going to break down this 20-scene script into 5 distinct phases. First, the discovery, then the chemical breakdown, mechanical resurfacing, the final polish, and lastly, creating the cinematic vibe.
Okay, kicking things off with Phase 1, the discovery. This is where our neglected tool is found and carefully evaluated on a dusty wooden workbench.
Right out of the gate in Scene 1, the script actually demands slow, cinematic camera movement. We see gloved hands step into the frame to inspect this wrench under natural daylight, checking it out from every possible angle. Then, moving into Scene 3, we get these incredibly detailed macro close-up shots as a soft brush just sweeps away the loose dirt and rust flakes. You see, it's intentionally setting a very slow, deliberate pace. We aren't rushing in with power tools here, you know? We're treating this rusted hunk of metal like it's a priceless archaeological artifact.
Moving right along to Phase 2, the chemical breakdown. This covers Scenes 4 through 7, where the real, foundational rust removal actually kicks off.
So the script perfectly maps out this continuous, multi-hour dissolving process, and it does it so methodically. Right at the 0-minute mark, we spray on this thick layer of bright pink rust removal liquid. Think about that visual contrast, bright pink against that harsh orange rust. 5 minutes in, a soft nylon brush gently scrubs it, giving us that natural drip of dirty liquid. By minute 15, the wrench is fully submerged in a transparent container, creating this incredibly satisfying bubbling chemical reaction. And the whole thing culminates in a time-lapse showing the heavy rust slowly dissolving over several hours. It's all about engineering this perfect visual and auditory feast of foam and bubbles.
Next up is Phase 3, mechanical resurfacing. From Scenes 8 to 12, we enter the harsh physical trials required to finally expose the bare metal underneath.
The crucial takeaway here is that this exact specific sequence of tools is mandated to meticulously strip the wrench down corner by corner. We're talking starting big with a heavy-duty wire brush just to blast through to the bare metal. From there, we move to a rotary wire wheel, which is then followed by a super methodical sanding process using multiple grits of sandpaper until the surface is perfectly smooth. But they don't stop there. To make this hyper-detailed, the script then escalates to precision detailing brushes for those really tight spaces, and finally, a precision rotary tool to knock out any stubborn microscopic rust spots. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the sensory storytelling they're playing with here. It's not just about getting the wrench clean, right? It's about the visceral, almost explosive satisfaction of the process itself. Scene 9 explicitly commands realistic sparks and flying debris. So the script isn't just listing out boring actions, it's choreographing this gritty, tactile dance. As a viewer, you need to almost physically feel the texture of that rough rust giving way to the smooth steel underneath.
All right, Phase 4, the final polish. Hitting Scenes 13 through 17, we've reached the rebirth phase. This is where raw steel transforms back into a flawless, shining tool.
We get to follow these meticulous final steps exactly as they're written out. Step 1. A premium metal polish is applied with a microfiber cloth, just rubbing it in until the steel literally begins to wake up and shine. Then, for Step 2, a high-speed buffing wheel is brought in to establish that jaw-dropping, mirror-like finish. Step 3 dictates coating the entire tool in a thin, protective layer of machine oil. And finally, Step 4 gives us one last, delicate hand polish. The standard here is absolute perfection, guys. That wrench must reflect light flawlessly under the macro lens.
Finally, Phase 5, creating the cinematic vibe. This is where we shift gears and look at the strict output constraints that govern this entire master blueprint.
You see, the script dictates these highly specific output parameters to make sure the output maintains a hypnotic, cinematic pacing. It mandates an exact total length of 8 to 10 minutes. It absolutely must be in 4K ultra-high definition at 60 frames per second, because you gotta capture every single bubble and spark in hyper detail, right? But perhaps the most important rule for the atmosphere: absolutely no text, no subtitles, no background music, and no voiceover. The only audio allowed is the relaxing, natural ASMR sound of the workshop environment.
Now, here is where things get truly fascinating. To make sure this content stays hyper-realistic and totally free of weird AI glitches, the script includes this bizarre list of forbidden negative prompts. It demands natural physics and lighting, completely banning any CGI or fake reflections. And to maintain a consistent identity throughout all 20 scenes, it literally forbids generating a duplicate wrench or, get this, extra hands, which is honestly a little terrifying if you think about it. Finally, to ensure the metal looks ultra-realistic, it strictly prohibits plastic textures and AI artifacts. It's just a wild look at the guardrails you have to put up to force an AI to maintain the illusion of absolute reality.
And the whole script culminates in this massive final payoff, a beautiful, slow rotation that highlights the complete transformation from utter ruin to absolute perfection. In Scene 18, we get that classic, deeply satisfying before and after shot. Then, Scene 19 places the now perfect wrench on a spotlessly clean wooden workbench under warm cinematic lighting, and just lets it rotate slowly. All that dirt, the cobwebs, that thick orange rust, all of it is completely gone, replaced by beautiful realistic reflections and the gentle, relaxing ambience of the workshop.
So as we wrap up this explainer, we've basically just seen the exact frame-by-frame blueprint required to engineer a digital masterpiece. But it leaves us with a much deeper question. If something as visceral and physically satisfying as a vintage tool restoration can be mathematically mapped out in a string of AI prompts and negative constraints, well, how much of what we find deeply satisfying online is actually real? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating cinematic structure with me today. Keep looking for the shine beneath the surface.